random tutorial. I was sitting here and I was playing with some of my stuff, and I felt like, you know what, I feel like just blowing things up. So I thought, maybe I'll make a castle and blow it up. Why not? So I think that's what I'll do. And I'm going to do it by very quickly. I mean, it'll be simple. Nothing fancy. I'm going to have a cube, and it's going to be on a specific layer. I'm going to put it on this build layer I have. And I'm just going to flatten this cube down a little bit. Make it look more like a brick. And I'm going to give it a rigid body. And I'm going to make it kinematic, not gravity. And then I am just going to duplicate it like that. And I'm going to grab all of those, duplicate those, and come up. Turn the light off so I can see a little better. I want just a little bit of space. I think it more of a just looks nicer, I think. And I'm going to duplicate all those again. And I'm going to duplicate them again. Why not? And we got a little bit of a wall happening here. Some big famous wall. Okay, cool. All right, well, what if we do this? Let's bring this guy out a bit. This is my form of a very poor castle, but hey, it works. Why not? You know, if I really wanted to get fancy with this, I would have, you know, done proper angles and whatever, but I'm really not worried about that. I think that'll work just fine. It's oblong and weird looking, but hey, whatever. And I'm going to lift that up. And I'm going to go to the center and global, rotate it, and come back over here and duplicate it again, and duplicate it again, and then let's go always just grab that one extra one, eh? There we go. My very poor castle. All right, let's give it, let's put that back to normal, just to make this clean. Take all those, stuff them in here. Okay, and you know what? I'm going to duplicate that whole thing. Yeah. Okay. There. Now let's get from here. Let's create this guy, another cube. Let's turn them around. Actually, you know what? Let's not use the cube. Let's just kind of line it up here. Take the camera, align with view. Let's move that light. Decent lighting. And I'm going to give it a demo grass, sure. Wonder if I have any skyboxes. There we go. A little castle. Cool. Okay, so our camera. What are we going to do with our camera? We need to create a 3D object. It's going to be a sphere. It needs a rigid body, and it needs a FSM. So, most importantly is we put these cubes on a layer called build. So, what am I going to do? I am going to collision event tag. No. Yeah, you know what? We should do tag build, which also means we need to go all the way down, grab all those, and give them a tag. And just make sure. So they're all on tag build, layer build. Alright, so now my sphere, when it hits, it's going to say, I hit. So what does that mean? That means we are going to overlap and I don't know, say a radius of 3, and we need an array of hit objects, and we're going to use a layer mask of build, and well, might as well use that same event, and next frame event, stick that here. And destroy self. Alright, so if we have hit something, we need to array get next, and we are going to do our hit objects. We are going to loop and done. When we're done, we're just going to destroy ourselves. So during the loop, we need a current thing in the loop, and we need to set is that thing to false, use gravity is true. Yeah, oh, that's good. Let's just finish that. Actually, when we're done, the other thing we're going to do is explosion. So we need to get a position of ourself, world, and the center is going to be that position. The force can be, I don't know, 50, the radius of 4, I don't know, 5, impulse, layer we'll do build. And we should almost do a particle too. Do I even have any particles? Let's see. What do I have in here? Explosions. Okay, what does a fireball explosion look like in this? Red. Huh, that'll work. Cool. So I'm just going to drag this right over here, create a fireball at self position. That's it. And that should be fine. I'm just going to drag this in here. Delete it. Camera. It doesn't need to be on the camera. I'm just going to put it on the camera. Is I am going to get mouse button down. And it's going to be fire. And what are we going to do? We are going to create our sphere. And we're going to store it. And we are going to add force. To the shot. We'll do impulse. We're just going to go right on its Z in itself. I don't know, we'll say 50. Let's try. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's just see if that even works. So that didn't work. Oh, well. Alright, I never gave it a position to actually spawn at, eh? I'm actually just gonna use an empty and move it ahead 1. I'm just gonna use that empty as a marker. You could use a position, but so spawn point. Oh geez, what did I just do? So the spawn point is gonna be that guy. And the other thing I want is I'm going to go here and do a mouse look and go -3, 3. Sounds good. So we have something not happening right. So let's get ready with the Control-Shift-P. So that's okay. Let's go into this guy. So we're going to go here. I'm just going to temporarily disable him. Alright, so let's go into our little bullet here. So he sees all these cubes. That's good. He loops. Oh, well, there we go. There we go. Alright, so let's go back in here. I'm going to re-enable this, and I set this stuff on to use owner. Well, isn't that just stupid of me? Alright, there we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. I mean, the force might be a little much, but that's still kind of cool. So let's just shrink that down a bit. Let's cut that force down to 10, the radius of 3, upwards of 1. And while I'm in here, no, this guy, the other thing we want to do is set cursor to hide lock. There we go, that's better. Die, you stupid castle. Ah, we're attacking. Well, what do you think? I mean, it's relatively quick. I mean, it may not be the prettiest thing in the world, but it still looks pretty cool, I think. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. But it's kind of satisfying, you know? It's just one of those things. Sometimes you just gotta blow things up. It's just kind of fun. So, I don't know. Might want to use that in some sort of way, make a game out of that or something. I don't know. But, yeah, there you go. Just, I don't know how long the video was. 17 minutes? That's pretty quick, eh? But, I mean, kind of a neat way to use arrays and blowing things up and doing stuff. I mean, my brick layout sucks, but hey, I didn't do this to make it look pretty. One of the cool things you could do with stuff like this is, say you had, I don't know, where's something in here I can show. Something a little bigger. Let's see. We can do pillars. Wow, all sorts of arcs. There's some walls. There's a wall. See the wall right there. So Cinti's, obviously you can't blow these up. They're one big thing. Now, I don't know if I got it in this project or not. Let's see. Do I have? No, I don't. I do not have it in this project. But you can take this and import this into Blender and fracture it and then bring it in. Now I happen to have part of a toolkit. I can even show you, since the video was so short, that you can still get, but not as is. You have to, like, it's depreciated, the one I have here, but you can get it in the big kit. It's like $180 though, or something crazy. But I'll show you that just in case you ever wanted to really blow things up and make it look really cool. And it has its own destruction system. I'm not going to bother using that. I can literally use the exact same system we just built. Now granted, we don't have the gravity and the, on the other pieces that haven't fallen, so you'd have to build some logic in there to do a stability check. But I thought I'd show you this as well. This is kind of a neat little thing. So here we have a wall, and if I go create other fracture object, drag this wall into it, and I don't know, let's give it 50 chunks. We can give it any kind of, we'll just do whatever color for the insides. Compute chunks, let's hide the original. And there we go. So there's the original. It's gone. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to take this guy. Now you could save this actually as a prefab. I'm not going to bother doing that. But what I will do is I'm going to go down, grab all of those. I'm just going to get rid of the script, turn on the renderer, turn off gravity, and let's go down to this guy and we'll just delete him. Get rid of that and put these on that same layer and same tag. Now we have the Cinti's object. Pretty quick and easy. But there I have blowing up Cinti's walls. So I mean, like I originally did this with just the bricks, but with the fractures, I mean, I could, blow up a whole whack of these, and you can do this to all sorts of the different assets. But very simple, very quick. I use fracturing destruction, and now it's expensive, but you can do it all sorts of different ways. If you put it in Blender, like I said, which is free. There's a cell fracture thing in Blender, which is also free, and it will chop these up just as well. And so export it into Blender, chop it up, re-import it in here, and now off you go. Don't got to spend the 180 bucks. But there's a short little video of just me blowing things up. Simple logic, nothing crazy, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.